Guys, good to see you again. 109. Boom. Here we go. Equations with exponents. Doozy. You guys have done a phenomenal job with this. Now we're just going to add something that we've never seen before. It's like this. Equations with exponents. Boom. Okay, here's our first example. Easy peasy. Okay, we're going to start with just a little reminder there with the wall. The first thing to do is to add 2 to both sides. So add 2 to both sides. And we have x squared equals 9. Now the question is, what is the opposite of x squared? When we solve equations, we do, if there's addition, then we subtract. If there's division, we multiply. What's the opposite function of x to the power of 2? And the answer is square root. So we're going to square root both sides. So the answer is x equals square root of 9 is 3. This is where it gets wild. There's 2 answers to this question. One of them is 3, but the other answer is -3. So why is that? How can there be 2 answers? Well, if you go right here, x squared, if I take the value of -3 and then raise it to the power of 2, doesn't that equal positive 9? That's why there's 2 answers. I know it's super wild, just go with it. So if you see an exponent like this in your equation, x to the power of 2, there's going to be 2 answers. And here's how this notation works. You can write down x equals plus or minus 3. This indicates both answers, positive 3 and -3. When I see you next year, you had better remember that. I'm going to call you out because I've taught it to you right there. Okay, try that one on your own. First step, yep, -4 from both sides. 3x squared comes down. And now, if ever you're stuck, ask yourself the same question. What math do you see? Well, I see multiplication, 3 times x squared. How do you undo multiplication? Division. So we're going to divide both sides by 3, by 3. Those 3's are gone. We have x squared equals 25. Now the final step is to square root both sides. Square root, square root. So the value of x is equal to plus or minus, remember it, 5. So x can be, this x right there, it can be positive 5 or negative 5. Okay, you guys are awesome with these. That is a proportion, but this is a lot different than anything you've seen before. If you'll notice, you're not allowed or you're not able to cross multiply and divide. So what we do is this. 4 times 9, 36. That is equal to cross multiplication the other direction. What is x times x? X squared. And so now you've changed the proportion into an equation like this. And now you can see, oh, that's easy to solve. Take the square root of both sides. Square root. And so the answer is going to be plus or minus 6. So the value of this x can be positive 6 or negative 6. Okay, final example. I'm going to teach you two things at once with this example. First of all, how in the world do we deal with that? Well, because they are like terms, we can put them together. So how many x squareds do we have in all? I have one there, and I have one there, for a total of 2x squareds. That is equal to 16. From there, you should be okay. We're going to divide both sides by 2. Those are gone. I have x squared is equal to 8. And then the final step is to square root both sides. Square root and square root. So x equals, now this is wild. This is not 4, so be careful. What is the square root of 8? Well, we don't know. We don't know it off the top of our heads because it's like 2 point blah, blah, blah. So we'll write the answer like this. Plus or minus. Don't forget plus or minus the square root of 8. We just leave it as square root of 8. And that is our final answer right there. Okay, assignment coming up.